Do you want to hit that big chicken road win? Maybe you've crossed the road a few times, but the game always seems to find a way to send your little chicken flying. Don't worry, I've been there too. After spending way too many hours testing strategies, timing patterns, and learning how the game actually plays with your instincts, I've figured out a handful of hacks that can seriously change the way you play. So, if you're ready to stop guessing and start winning smarter, let's dive into these 15 chicken road hacks you need to know before you play. First things first, only start with the amount you're perfectly fine losing. I know. Everyone says this, but trust me, it matters more in Chicken Road than you think. Picture this. You start with a small bet, thinking, I'll just test a few rounds. The next thing you know, your streaks are short, your patience runs out, and suddenly you're upping the stake to chase a comeback. I've done it. We all have. But Chicken Road isn't about chasing, it's about rhythm and control. If you lose a few rounds in a row, step back, take a breath, and reset your bet. Never let the game pressure you into playing emotional. Timing, as in life, is everything. Believe it or not, Chicken Road has mood swings. When you play during peak hours like right after big influencer streams, or when you notice tons of players online, the game's risk curve often feels tighter. Your safe runs get shorter. But when you hop in during slower times, especially late at night or early morning, you'll often notice smoother runs and better odds of reaching higher multipliers. I don't know if it's coded luck or coincidence, but from experience, those quiet hours have paid me the best. Here's a trick that might sound weird, but works more than you'd expect. Watch the streak history. When you join a table or a game round, don't rush in. Let it run for 5 or 6 rounds and see how it behaves. If you notice back-to-back short crashes, it's usually a sign the system is resetting. Wait for one long, safe run before jumping in again. I call it the patience play. It's like letting someone else spring the trap before you make your move. One of the biggest mistakes new players make is playing on autopilot. You tap, you wait, you tap again, and before long, you're no longer paying attention. Chicken Road rewards alert players. Try to notice the pacing, how often safe tiles appear, whether traps cluster after big wins, or if you're seeing patterns of 2 safe steps, then a fall. Even though the game is built to feel random, micro-patterns pop up within short sessions. The key is to catch them early and adjust your risk level. Speaking of risk, let's talk about bet size. Most players set one flat bet and stick to it, but I've found that varying your bet slightly every few rounds keeps things interesting and sometimes even luckier. For example, after 2 losses, lower your stake by 20%. After a decent win, increase it slightly for a test run. It keeps you unpredictable. And in some game modes, it even changes your odds slightly depending on server cycles. Whether that's true or superstition, it works often enough to make it worth doing. Another underrated move is the 2-step cash out. Instead of always going for those long, flashy runs, pick a modest multiplier goal and cash out quickly twice. The idea is that 2 smaller wins build your confidence, pad your balance, and protect you from wiping out early. Once you've built a small cushion, then you can take one riskier shot. It's all about stacking momentum instead of relying on one big hit. Here's one that sounds silly but helps. Keep track of your playtime. Seriously. Set a timer or keep a mental note. Chicken Road, like any game with odds and timing, gets trickier the longer you play because fatigue messes with your judgment. After about 30 minutes, your reaction speed drops, and you start trusting hunches instead of math. The best players I know take short breaks every half hour to refresh. When you come back, you'll see the game with clearer eyes. Now, let's talk about friend mode. If you've got buddies who play too, pool a few small bets and run group sessions. Why? Because you'll catch different patterns. Each person might notice something the others don't. Plus, it makes the game way more fun. One of you can call the step count, another keeps time, and one tracks results. When someone hits a good streak, everyone benefits. It's teamwork meets timing. Here's a sneaky hack that helped me a ton. Play on different devices. If you usually play on your phone, try logging in from a tablet or desktop. For some reason, I've noticed the rhythm feels slightly different depending on the device, probably due to refresh rate or server sync. A fresh start on a different setup can break bad streaks and even change your mindset. Don't ignore your surroundings. Either. If you're distracted, tired, or frustrated, the game will eat you alive. Chicken Road punishes impatience. The rounds are quick, and it's easy to think, just one more. But if your focus isn't sharp, you'll step into a trap faster than you realize. I've learned to walk away after 3 straight losses, or if I catch myself zoning out. Discipline is your biggest weapon here. Another thing that's helped me watch the scoreboard. If you see players suddenly cashing out big wins, that's often the game's payout window opening up. Try playing a few minutes after that, not during. Big wins usually mean the system is cooling off, and your odds dip right after a payout wave. Give it a short breather before rejoining. If you're playing the real money version, make sure you're only using verified platforms with provably fair systems. Always check that the site lets you verify round outcomes using a seed or hash system. It's not just a techie extra, it's your safety net against rigged sessions. If that verification feature doesn't exist, leave immediately. Your chicken deserves a fair road. Here's a fun hack I discovered by accident. Change your tap rhythm. Instead of tapping at the same pace every round, mix it up. Sometimes go fast, sometimes hesitate. Some players think the algorithm adjusts slightly based on player rhythm. It's not proven, but it keeps you alert and stops your brain from going on autopilot. At worst, it keeps things fun. At best, it changes your luck. Let's talk about the psychology for a second. Chicken Road is designed to mess with your emotions. You'll get near misses, those heartbreakers where you're one tile away and that triggers a little spike of adrenaline that makes you want to go again. Recognize that for what it is, a psychological trick. When you feel that rush, step away for 30 seconds. Take a sip of water, stretch, and come back when your pulse slows. That one break can save you from throwing away a whole session in frustration. If you're someone who likes stats, keep a tiny notebook or app tracker. Write down your bets, the mode you played, and how far you got each round. After a few days, patterns start to emerge. Certain times you play better, certain modes where you crash faster. That's not luck, that's data, and you can use it to fine-tune your play schedule. And here's my favorite. Practice without pressure. Before you start real games, use the free demo modes. They're great for building rhythm and confidence. Learn how far you can safely push, how long your instincts last, and what pacing feels right. The best part? It costs nothing. Finally, remember this Chicken Road isn't about beating the system, it's about beating yourself. Staying calm when everyone else is chasing, knowing when to cash out, and keeping your emotions in check are the real wins here. If you can master that, the coins and multipliers will follow naturally. So, there you have it. 15 little hacks that can make a massive difference the next time you play Chicken Road. Try them out. Find the ones that fit your style, and build your own rhythm. And hey, if any of these tricks help you score a new best streak, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Remember, it's not just about luck. It's about control, timing, and keeping your cool when the game tries to throw you off. Stay smart, have fun, and may your next road be safe and full of rewards.